Good morning, M4. In today's lesson in English, we are going to learn about possessive. Yes, I am going to show you the meaning and the usage and how possessive look like. And you can pause the video and you can copy it in your notepad. For this possessive, we are going to focus on possessive pronouns. Again, you can pause the video and copy it in your notepad. So possessive, we use it when we to show ownership, and we use it in a sentence when we want to show that something belongs to a particular thing or a person. And this specific topic, possessive, we are going to focus on possessive pronouns. This one, and this is how they look like: mine, his, hers, ours, theirs. The ones on top, we already talked about it in our previous pronoun lesson. Remember subject pronouns: I, he, she, it, we, and they. So they are still the same. They're still your subject pronouns. We are focusing on the ones below here. They are just the equivalent. So the equivalent of a subject pronoun for I is mine, for he is his, for she is hers. For it, we don't really use an equivalent possessive pronoun to it because it will belong to our next topic, that is possessive adjective. But since now we're focusing on possessive pronouns, we are not going to discuss the possessive pronoun for it because we don't really use it. For we, it's ours. For they, it's theirs. You will know, or when you use possessive pronouns, you should use it at the end of a sentence. For example, oh, and like I said, we use it to show ownership, or something belongs to a specific person or a particular thing. For example, in a sentence, I can say, okay, let me change my pen. That dog is hers. So in this sentence, this is our possessive pronoun, hers. Who owns the dog? Hers. Next. This house is theirs. So again, you can see it at the end of a sentence. And since possessive, it shows ownership. So you can ask yourself, who owns the house? It's theirs. So theirs owns the house. Let's say these books are mine. Again, you will find it at the end of the sentence. These books are mine. What if I write something like this? The red pen, oh sorry, the red pen is yours. My pen is blue. You might confuse that this is the last sentence, the last word of a sentence, but you might confuse that this blue is the last word in the sentence, but you have to think of the full stop. There is a full stop here, and this one is capital letter, which means this is also a sentence. And as you can see, yours is at the last word of the sentence. The red pen is yours. Who owns the red pen? Yours owns the red pen. So simple as that. That is how you identify a possessive pronouns. That you can use it, or it's usually at the end of a sentence, and it looks like a pronoun that we add s. And oh, one more thing, you don't put apostrophe like this, like that. You don't put apostrophe. They're just regularly look like that without any apostrophe. Okay, so don't put apostrophe when you're trying to show ownership and you're using possessive pronouns. All right, so for your activity, I'm going to explain how it's going to look and how you're going to answer it. So for your activity, you have to consider the subject pronoun. That's why I put it here. If the subject is I, it's mine, he, his, she, hers, and so on. Now for your activity, there will be sentences given, and you have to understand the sentence. You have to know, who are we talking about here? Who's the subject in the sentence? All right, and especially since we're talking about possessive pronoun, you have to think who owns the thing or who owns something. All right, now for example, on this sentence, on this first sentence, that garden belongs to Mr. Jones. It's, so who owns the garden? Mr. Jones, because it says that garden belongs to Mr. Jones. It's, so you have to think Mr. Jones. Mr. So it's a male. So what do we use if it's male? It's gonna be what pronouns will that be? It's gonna be he, because it's a male. So he. So since it's a he, what's the possessive pronoun we need to use? It's gonna be his. So it's, the answer is his. So that's how you answer your activity. Now, second sentence, let's look at the second sentence. My friend and I made that sand castle. It's, again, my friend and I made that sand castle. So, who made the sand castle? My friend and I. If we are going to make or use a pronoun to replace my friend and I, which subject pronoun are we going to use? Which subject pronoun are we going to use to replace my friend and I? It's going to be we. So since we are going to use we made that sand castle. So the possessive pronoun equivalent is going to be ours. So the answer is ours. Right, because we used we. So it's like my friend and I made that sand castle. It's ours. Or you can say the sand castle is ours. That's why it's important to understand the sentence. Who are we talking about? Who owns something? Now the last example. The pencil is blank. It has my name on it. Now the pencil is, it has my name on it. So who owns the pencil? If you check this sentence, it has my name on it. So who owns the pencil? My. My owns the pencil. So my is not a subject pronoun, as you can see here. It's not a subject pronoun. It is actually an possessive adjective. We're going to talk about it later. But my, it falls under the subject pronoun I. So since we are going to use subject pronoun I, the equivalent possessive pronoun is mine. So the answer will be the pencil is mine. It has my name on it. So that's how you're going to answer your activity. You copy the sentence, not just the answer. Please copy the sentence and write the correct